Hello, listeners. This is Lee Price.
This is Will Ford from Football 365.
And you're listening smartly to At the Bridge Pod, a Chelsea FC podcast, although I would describe it as the Chelsea FC podcast.
Magical from Eden Hazard. Kai Havertz in the Champions League final. Ivanovic! Yes. In the middle, it's just behind him. But it's tapped in by Hakim Ziyech. Matic with the ball driver. Matic takes the net off. Hat-trick hero. Cole Palmer wins an epic, sensational game.
It's time for another episode of At the Bridge Pod, your number one Chelsea FC podcast. Coming up on this episode,
the difference Romeo Lavia makes to this Chelsea team. Oh, and I witnessed a fight. Oh, welcome back everyone to another episode of At the Bridge Pod, and I'm joined in the virtual room filled with some Lions. I've got Ollie, I got Berth. Chris will be returning. He's he's not well. He's not well. You know, to be honest, we're not going to mock him because I've had the worst immune system of 2025. But he's getting there. But he should be back for Friday. So yeah,
that's what happens in your old age. It's easy to get unwell. You know, it's hard. You know, we'll be sending him get well soon cards.
We will.
He has to have the flu jab these days as well.
Does it on the way. You know, he gets it, and then he goes on the bus with his bus pass to the doctor.
Yeah. That's true.
Which he gets for free, by the way.
He does. Oh, so jealous. He gets to go all over the UK at a very slow pace. Oh, but what moments of the weekend? What were they? Come on.
I played golf. I played golf. Yeah, they weren't very good, but I love playing my golf. I did play cricket as well, but that didn't go very well. So I'll go with golf as my highlight this weekend.
No Sunday League?
No, games. We finished our games now, so...
Oh. Did you just say live games?
Finished all of our games.
Oh, I thought you said live games. No. There's a TV
I thought
station.
You said live games as well. Yeah, I was like, as opposed to what? Games you pre-record.
There's a live Sunday League state. You know what? I'd love to watch that because you can just imagine the absolute hilarious stuff you'd see. Oh man. Come on, Ollie, what about yourself?
First wedding anniversary this weekend, so you know that was nice. Got to spend that with the missus. That was very good. You know, 1 year down. Here's to many more.
Awesome.
Well done, Ollie. I mean, if you do want any marriage advice, please don't come to me.
Oh my word!
Do you know what, Bert? If I do, you will be the first person that I ignore.
What Berth's saying is when he started the show, he was married and now he's not. And it's nothing to do with the show. I swear it's nothing to do with At the Bridge. We promise. We're a great show.
Mean, I have kind of like become a bit of a Ross from Friends character here.
Oh, no.
But, you know, I mean, you know, we're not talking about me today. It's all about Chelsea. And
we're going to pivot. We're pivoting to me.
That's a good reference.
We're going to pivot to me because, oh, yes. What a weekend for me. It was incredible. I've got to go. Seattle Seahawks didn't just draft one player I had on my own personal board. I took it seriously. Shit, I had no draft board. They drafted three of them. We had Zabel, so happy. Emin Wari, oh my word. And Jalen Milroe, the quarterback. I'm so hyped for the season. Honestly, I woke up on Saturday morning and saw who we drafted. I fell to my knees. I was so happy. And friend of the show, Carl, he doesn't know I'm going to give him a shout out, but big Miami Hurricanes fan, tells me that Elijah Arroyo is a top tier talent too. He's one of our players that we drafted. So, September, I'm looking forward to it. And not just NFL, because listeners are like, tell me about sport, Mike. Well, I could have told you about the Barcelona Real Madrid game because that was fucking mad. I mean, Rudiger threw a bag of ice at the referee. What the fuck? I've got to go Wolverhampton. I mean, Wolves take on Leicester City. My takeaways were first, no surprise, Jamie Vardy's not liked. He's not liked by Wolves fans, is he?
It was all kicking off there, wasn't it? In that game, in the crowd, I saw you were showing me how there was a bit of argy-bargy going on.
Right, so I'll do a quick break. Right, so Jamie Vardy, there was plenty of back and forth chants from literally the first minute, home and away, obviously, mostly about Vardy and his wife. That kept the atmosphere lively. There was a chant of Rooney, and you'll know, listener, if you know. And there was other swear words about his wife and about what they thought of Jamie Vardy. Begins with C, ends in T. You get the idea there.
What a carrot.
I'll tell you what. Him missing the penalty was fucking hilarious. He couldn't have got it. Because on Match of the Day, I noticed how they cut out. I'm convinced now, Match of the Day, remove audio and replace it. Because after the penalty, on the penalty on Match of the Day, you hear, that happened in the game. But I tell you, literally, it wasn't even 5 seconds after that miss. There's a chant about Jamie Vardy is, as Ollie's just said, a carrot. And that is not on the Match of the Day comment, and it was very loud. You
really,
just hear,
Mikey? They didn't broadcast that on national telly.
So anyway, second, Mateus Cunha is a serious talent. Oh my word, his eye for a pass is different level. The assist, he's a top tier player. If he chooses to leave Wolves, which he most likely will, for Man United, what a waste. Seriously,
I heard he was more likely to go to Arsenal.
I wouldn't go to Man United. What a waste, mate. Choose wisely. Like, it's obvious.
I suppose that he would play there, though, wouldn't he?
Yeah. Well, it's not hard to get in the Man United team. I think I would.
It's not. That's very true.
Finally though, Ollie's touched it. During the second half, the game was just ticking along. I suddenly heard some cheering and some booing below me, and I just thought, oh, what's going on here? I looked down and I saw something I've never seen at a match before. I saw 2 Leicester fans fighting. Well, that's.
Well, hang on, fighting. Well, I thought it was between.
Oh yeah,
wait. It was the same. They're on the same side.
2 Leicester fans were having a fight. I then moved back, as the rest of my row of seats did, and then we heard some more cheering. I looked down. A stewardess joined in. I honestly couldn't believe and the best part is, listeners, it's on Twitter and it's in our Discord, because I posted and then went, look, I circled myself going, look, I'm watching a fight. But hilariously, on Match of the Day, when Rodrigo scores his goal, you can see a bunch of high-vis collected. That's the fight still going on. It's sort of there. Oh, it was hilarious, honestly. And naturally, obviously, everyone pulled their phones out to film it. And yet there's only 2 clips online, of course. But it was hilarious, honestly. It really was. I will go to Shevva Shoutouts. Spotify. Oh, Azza. Chocolate digestive? Fuck no. Just take a laxative like a real man. Is this a thing? Is a digestive biscuit like a laxative or something? I think
they are high in fibre, so I think they probably are good for your insides.
See, you know what we're doing here? We've reached that part of the show where no one's going to listen.
I don't care. I know.
But you know what? I was going to bring it up in the news, but let's talk about it now since no one's listening. Have you guys seen this thing on Twitter? And because Chris isn't here to police it. Have you seen this thing on Twitter where people are asking who would win in a fight between 100 people and one silverback gorilla?
I am so glad. I am so glad you brought this up, because I've been seeing it all over my feed.
I have not seen it.
I've got to know.
What's going on?
It's all over Twitter today.
Here's also another question, which I won't condone actually doing, but I'm going to ask it anyway. What is the biggest animal you could take in a fight?
Oh, Berth, come on.
I don't.
Easily chicken. Yeah.
A chicken.
I'll be honest, I would back myself against a penguin. I think they're...
Berth, you know what? I'd back you against a penguin as well. I don't think I could take anything on more than like a small coyote.
Okay.
I feel like a coyote could really do some damage, though.
That's what I mean, like a small one. I don't think you're doing much against a full-size one. But anyway, on the gorilla, what do you think? 100 people or a gorilla? Who wins that fight?
How old are the people, and what is their experience on fighting?
Generally speaking, I think people are saying it's like an average mix of the population.
Oh right, okay.
of adults.
Gorilla might win.
I think the gorilla would win.
How big is the gorilla, and how old is he?
Have you turned off, listener?
Gorilla.
I'm sure you would.
He's a silverback gorilla, like a big one, like the king of the jungle.
Right, James, I love you because you were attacking my identity. A chocolate digestive is part of me. Also, I agree with Mikey because you taste more of the chocolate. Thank you. It's the correct way to eat the biscuit. And Jamali has said, a good question actually, has said, would you take the Strasbourg manager if Maresca got sacked? His football is similar to Maresca, but not boring. I think that might be the plan. I'm not joking.
It might be long term. Rosenio, he seems to really have the Strasbourg players, like they seem to really be playing for it from what I can see.
That we did do the vote, and as it stands, chocolate on top of the biscuit is how you eat it.
Of course it fucking is, Mikey.
Well, it's wrong.
It's marketing.
I don't care. It's wrong. It's
Anyway, tell us in the Discord about if you think 100 people or a gorilla, a silverback gorilla, will win in a fight. If you're still
not listening, are you?
If you are,
no,
still
but
listening,
if you are, then it's a little indicator that you are a real fan.
and to be fair, if you are listening, that is also the main topic for this week.
Oh yeah. What I will say though, the song titles that I was sneaking in, you two went really early. You were wrong. It was actually all time low. That was why I said remembering Sunday. I was so happy with that. Oh my word, I was so happy. Anyway, keep your ears open for Friday because it's a Friday thing. News. Am I ready? No. Now I am.
There it is.
So we had some breadcrumbs. Oh, lovely. Some breadcrumbs handed to us since we recorded because Chelsea are unlikely to make a move to re-sign Kevin De Bruyne, despite head coach Maresca hinting that he wants to add more experience to his squad this summer. And then there was some more news. Maresca has a desire for more experiences, but he's also unlikely to lead to bids for Harry Kane, Ollie Watkins or Victor Osimhen to solve the striker issue. And I was going to make something out of this today, and then the media decided those breadcrumbs weren't fair for At The Bridge Pod. So instead of a loaf of bread, they went, here's a damn bakery. Because, wow, Chelsea have opened the door to a move for Wesley Fofana, whether on loan or a permanent transfer. Marseille are interested. I wish they'd have worded it better because Chelsea have opened the door to a move for Wesley Fofana. Sounds like we might sign him again. I mean, how do you feel about this? I mean, I'm not shocked. I'm shocked if someone buys him.
No, I'm not shocked.
I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked that we'd be at least thinking about moving him on because it's just not reliable enough in terms of his physicality for the Premier League. Maybe another league like the French league is a little bit less physical. Maybe that would be a bit better for him. But I don't know. I also feel like when fit, he is probably one of, if not our best defender, other than maybe Cucurella. So it's tough because I feel like if you replace him, are you just going to get in someone like Huijsen or Howson, or some other youngster who's going to need time to develop and is going to go through that whole teething process that half the squad's already going through at the moment? And is it really better then to have someone who's available and just struggling than have someone who's unavailable, but when they are available, they're all right? I don't know.
What do you think, Berth?
I think it's just about time we cut our losses with him. Because how long has he been at the club now? A couple of years. 2022, did he move?
He's also a very high earner.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it's
exactly
the fee for him as well. It means that we're paying a few million per game that we've got of him at the moment because he's been at the club for 3-4 years and he's played less than a season's worth of games. It feels like.
And the thing is, it's not as if he's irreplaceable either. It's not like he's a Reece James, who is also injury prone, but Reece James, when he's fit and playing, is arguably one of the best right backs in the world. Fofana, when he plays,
I know what you mean for Fofana. It's like we can have another you in a minute, Yeah.
Honestly, it upsets me because Wesley Fofana is one of those players who I like to describe these type of players as a Jeep. They're great to look at. They're really, really good, but they're totally not reliable. And that is what.
Yeah.
And they're very expensive. And he is a very expensive player on those wages. Oh, my word. And I'm actually going to look, because obviously Capology is our favourite source for contracts. I'm pretty sure he is, if not our highest current. So Reece James, 250, Raheem, 215, Wesley, 200, and Nkunku, 195. Now, I'm pretty sure that 3 of those 4 are not at our club come September.
Yeah.
Someone might say all 4. I would stay with James stays because if you can imagine the backlash from fans, rightly so, if he was to go. I know he's injury prone, but he's our bloody captain. Well, you get the point. But he's my captain. But the thing is, Raheem Sterling, 215. No, that needs to be taken off the books. We need to move him on. Fofana, he just doesn't, unfortunately, justify his contract. But don't worry, he's here till June 30th, 2029. So good luck trying to move that contract. Yeah. And Nkunku, same. Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Less said about him, the better, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not shocked. I think he'll probably leave. We'll see. We'll see who Strasbourg buy him. That'll happen. Anyway, Kingsmeadow corner. Chelsea took on Barcelona in the Champions League semi-finals, second leg. Chelsea won. Oh, Barcelona 4. The exact same
Dear, oh
scoreline
dear.
as it was in Spain. And it's hard to sum up how to feel. I feel humiliated.
Shit.
I feel that
How I
is the
feel
right
about
word.
it.
Oh man. I mean, how did you? I've got a little bit of a paragraph on it. What were your thoughts?
I thought I was embarrassed, to be honest with you. I thought it was an embarrassing performance, embarrassing result. It felt like the second the first goal went in, we just gave up. Just not good enough. Like we have to. It sounds harsh, but and we're going to win probably the treble this season. But we have to judge this side by its ability to get far in and win the Champions League because it's the only thing we haven't done. We are PSG, effectively. The women's team is like men's version of PSG. It's the one thing that's always eluded us. It's the one thing that separates us from some of the very greatest and top women's teams of all time. And it feels like it's our white whale. It feels like we're just not going to do it. It feels like Barcelona are just too good for us. They're just too strong for us. And it feels like I don't know. I said after the game, I feel like we're never going to win it now because it felt like a really good opportunity with some of the old guard getting a bit older, but not too old, and bringing in some of the new talent and this new manager that people still haven't sussed out yet, who's brilliant and a serial winner. I feel like it might be so much harder now in the preceding years to come for us to win the Champions League than it has been for us to get as far as we have so far. And so I feel really dejected about the whole thing, to be honest with you. And it sounds harsh because we've had a really good season. We're probably going to go unbeaten at the moment, like the way it's looking. And you can't help but feel that on like the one big prize that we're looking at, it's been a failure.
Yeah. Berth, what would you think before I go on my little talk?
Yeah, I just think there's been such a golfing clash between the two teams. And obviously we're by far and ahead of the rest in the WSL. But it comes to Barcelona, it's just you don't see the gap closing anytime soon. And I don't really know what the answer is, but it's just it was humiliating. But there's just such a golfing class that you can't help but feel you can't be embarrassed by it, I don't think. But it's just a what's the word? Bit of a eye-opener because you think this team's unbelievable. And it is, don't get me wrong, it is. But when you look at the grand scheme of things of Europe, then Barcelona are just way ahead of where we are, really. And I don't know how to close that gap because I think we've got arguably one of the best managers in the world, some of the best players in the world, but it's just a big, big gulf at the moment.
I mean, for me, normally I'd just drop some quickfire winners, some losers, but I felt this needed more because beating this prime Barcelona side in Sonia's first season, that's a massive, massive ask. It just is. However, to be dismantled 8-2 across two legs, that's humiliating. It
Not
is.
good enough, is it?
And home and away, conceding 4 in each. I mean, we're supposed to be not just the best team in England, but likely the second best in Europe. We looked closer to the 8th best, maybe 8th best. And I'll give credit where it's due. Pina and Bonmati scored 2 world-class goals, pure moments of brilliance. They were amazing. But Barcelona's 4th goal, that really annoyed me the most because, and I'm going to get this terribly wrong, this pronunciation, Salma Paralelo found the net because Niamh Charles just switched off. It baffled me. She watched Salma chip the ball over and then instead of tracking the run, stopped, assuming that she wouldn't chase it. That's a basic defensive out. You can't do it. And that's what it sealed it anyway, way before, but you just can't. And some might say this was a case of Sonia sticking too rigidly to her preferred style when the squad hasn't adapted to it yet. I can see the argument. And it cost us so much. And there is never any shame. I still stand by it. There's never any shame in adjusting tactics to get a result. She didn't, and we've paid the price. It doesn't help. I'll play devil's advocate that we have key players missing. Lauren James, huge loss. Absolutely huge loss. Coincidentally, our attacking output has seriously dropped off. I wonder, you've lost one of your best attacking players. But even with that context, 8-2, that's not acceptable. This is the team. If it was Chelsea men's losing 8-2, you'd go, this the women's team. We we look at them and hold them in such a high regard because
Well, we hype them for a reason, don't we? Because
their standard is exceptional. The standard that they set year upon year upon year, outstanding. We dropped it. And I'll echo something our own Chris said, he's not on the show today, but he said that, and I'll back it up at this point, and I'm backing him here. I genuinely believe Chelsea will not win this Champions League as long as Barcelona remain in the competition. If they get knocked out, we play whoever in the final, game on. But if we come against, we get destroyed.
It's what I mean, like in a way that I say about the Barcelona, because they're like when I say it feels like that kind of white whale, it feels like it's almost in our heads a lot with a lot of these players who've just never quite got there, and like it feels a bit like they just can't quite get it over the line, and like it's almost more like a mental thing, a bit like Arsenal, a bit like PSG. Yeah. Teams that have had the opportunity to win the Champions League and have had teams good enough to win it, and they just haven't. No. And so that's how I feel that we stack up a bit at the moment.
Yeah, it's, you know what, on to the next. Look, we got big game this week. I think it's Wednesday, if I remember right, and it would be Man United. Top of my head, I can't remember. I should really Google it. I can't remember if we're at home or we're away for it. I'm going to assume that we're away. We're away to Manchester United. Big game. We win that, and I'll be more confident because then we've still got that 6-point gap. I'm pretty happy.
I still think we're going to win the title regardless. In fact, I think we're still going to
beat Manchester United, and I feel we do.
I think we're going to. I still think we're going to win it unbeaten. To be honest with you, but I felt so. Nice. I felt so good. It felt a bit like there was a bit of that magic around the idea of the Champions League this year. I thought maybe this could be the year that we do it, and now that we haven't, I just feel so far away now.
I mean, the percentage and the points per game, Sonia's, it's the 2.7 points per game. And that's the highest it's been since 2020 when Emma Hayes' 3 points. It was perfect. But again, there was, the obvious stopped season because of the pandemic. So that kind of... But if you remove that season, it's the highest since we went unbeaten in 2018, I believe. This is what FOTMob's telling me. I could be very wrong. And if it's lied to me, I'm screwed. But anyway... fingers crossed for Wednesday. Fingers crossed. Well, we're heading to winners and losers because we welcomed Everton to Stamford Bridge. Nicholas Jackson remembered how to score a goal and not a moment too soon. It was a tense afternoon at the bridge. Chelsea squeaked past Everton 1-0 thanks to Nicholas Jackson thumping home a laser from 20 yards out. His first Premier League goal since before Christmas, and, would you believe it, his first ever from outside the box. It wasn't exactly the beautiful game from our boys in blue. Chelsea's main source of menace came from Noni Madueke, who was basically operating as a one-man attack. The winger terrorised Everton's backline, forcing Pickford into 3 desperate saves, including one that required him to stretch like a dad reaching for the last can of beer on the top shelf. Still, Chelsea, true to recent form, decided fun is optional and kept things now bitingly close. Robert Sanchez turned into a late-game hero, denying Beto and Dwight McNeil with saves so theatrical they could have earned a standing ovation on Broadway. Everton's hopes flickered when David Moyes unleashed a trio of chaos agents, McNeil, Jamiti and Young, but in the end it wasn't enough to crack the Chelsea code. The full-time whistle hit like a warm hug. For now, Chelsea sit pretty in 5th and will stay there at least until Nottingham Forest do their thing on Thursday night. Up next, it's a terrifying gauntlet featuring Liverpool, Newcastle, Manchester United and yes, Nottingham Forest. Oh, Chelsea 1, Everton 0. How many have you got? How many winners and losers? As winners as always, who have you got and how many have you got?
I've got 4 and 2 for me.
Oh, it's always one person. Always one
It's still 6 total, shut up.
Yeah, but just do 3 and 3. It's just easier. Just my OCD.
You know what? I couldn't think of a third loser.
I've got 1 and 6. I found lament. No, I've got 3 and 2. I really struggled for a third loser. I was really happy to say that.
T-Birth. It's not. At least I brought 6.
I guess you could put me as an honorary loser because I was stuck on a train and I was able to listen to, because I was going to Wolverhampton. I was listening to the TalkSport audio. We went in a tunnel and then the game cut out naturally. When we emerged from the tunnel, nothing. I couldn't get it back, so I was like, I'm missing out on this game now. So put me in there. Who do we go with? You know what? I think I might steal the thunder here because, very rare recently that I get to go 3 tackles, 2 interceptions, 100% aerial duels, 1 3 of 3, 4 out of 8 ground duels, 100% successful long balls, 100% successful take-ons, 87% pass accuracy, and 33 passes completed. Yes, Romeo Lavia, you are in the Stat Drop Club, and welcome. What a different machine we are when he plays.
Do you know that one video of there's a meme online? It's the old man dancing on the cruise ship and he throws down his crutches. That's what it feels like when Lavia plays well for us.
Yeah. Honestly, it's such a I'm so lazy to say it, but it's like Jorginho in midfield. Very calm. When there's pressure applied, still calm. Handles that press with ease. Everything looks effortless. And it's great. And I want to put this out. I'm going to say this for all of us. None of us ever doubted his talent. The only question has always been whether he can stay fit enough to play, 75% of a season. That was the doubt, not the talent. Because he's ceiling sky high. It's just a shame that we seem to keep filling up his rocket with tap water instead of actual fuel. It's one of those. Did he appear on any of your lists?
Yeah, he was. To be fair,
he was a winner for me. A lot of the same reasons that you said, Mikey. To be honest, the fact that he makes us seem so much better when he does play, the fact that he's so press resistant when he does play, the fact that he's always there breaking things up in midfield either way, the fact that when he can actually, when his body can move, he is very athletic as a player as well. And yeah, bags of talent, great mind for midfield and really good sort of like awareness and things like that. It was really nice to see him back. I don't know how much we can rely on him, to be honest with you, but he's definitely earned his flowers for this game, I think.
You didn't have him, Berth?
No, I thought he played well. I thought he was a bit rusty at times. I wouldn't say he definitely wasn't a loser, but I couldn't put him as a winner. But he's fantastic. I really like Lavia, and we do look different when he's in the team. I think he's brilliant on the ball, and like you said, Mark, you've never doubted his ability. I just just couldn't put him as a winner this week, I don't think.
Wow. Bloody hell. I don't know what he's done. He must have done. They say pissed in your cornflakes. I
love Lavia. I love Lavia.
Talent.
I think he's unbelievable. I think you could argue he's actually, on his day, when he's fit, is probably the best out of 3 on his day.
He's taken a lead, hasn't he? He's got 1 game. And we now enter the gauntlet of 4, where I said we'll pick up more points. So, technically, if we win and draw, we'd need 2 wins, and I'm happy. Yeah. Anyway, Berth, first winner for me.
I don't think this guy's been on it this season. Robert Sanchez.
He's on mine.
He's on mine, and he's also on Chris's.
Yeah, wow. He was really good. There's not really much else you can say. He was really good. Made 2 really good saves. Very
saved us, didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, but very good. I don't think he really put a foot wrong. And at the end of the day, if he plays rubbish, we're going to tell him that he played rubbish, and if he plays well, we're going to give him his flowers as well. So, unlike some people on Twitter, we're actually really positive on this podcast.
Oh, very. So. Look, Chris said reason why we won was Sanchez made 2 top quality saves, commanded his box well, especially in the second half. And why did I have him on Saturday? He was, as the Discord called him, Bob and not Robert. He was genuinely good. He was
Robert
good.
Against Everton. Yeah.
He no brain farts. He kept a clean sheet, and honestly, amazing. He might have been man of the match if it wasn't for Lavia putting on that top class showing. 3 big saves, 2 very crucial saves, and you know what? Credit where credit's due. He stepped up. Ollie, he was a winner. Why?
Yeah, exactly that, Mikey. Like he turned up when it mattered. You almost go into a game now when Robert Sanchez starts expecting him to make the mistake at some stage, and so when he doesn't, it's quite a pleasant surprise. Maybe the bar's in hell, but hey, he cleared it. Some really good, nice athletic saves to keep us in the game. Especially that one from McNeil's shot late in the game, I thought was a really crucial save to make. And yeah, he's almost. In a way, you don't really even doubt Sanchez's talent either, if you know what I mean. What you doubt is his brain. And you know what? He didn't seem to need it against Everton, and so maybe that'll be for the best. Yeah, winner for me. Deserved it.
Right. But did you have 4 winners? Did you say? Was
I had
that Ollie?
3. I had 3.
Was it Ollie who had 4?
I had
Yes.
4, yeah.
So you've already gone through 2. Let's hear your third.
My third winner is, sorry, let me just get it up here, very professional, is Noni Madueke.
Oh,
Nice.
I thought, starting in a new position, operating off of the left, I actually thought he was really effective. I really liked it when he cut inside to shoot with his right foot as opposed to his left from the other side. I actually thought he looked more dangerous from cutting in from the left. I really liked, because he's naturally left-footed, I really liked his crossing from the left as well. He offered something really different going both ways, and so do you know what? At the start of the season, if you told me, well, we've got Esteval coming next season, how do we feel about Noni? You'd say, well, it's going to be up for grabs, that right wing spot. But Noni's ability, a bit like with Neto and with Sanchez in a sense, to be able to play on both sides is a real string to his bow. It's a real feather in his cap. So I'd like to see more of Noni on the left, especially because it seemed to make Neto on the right play better as well. So yeah, definitely deserved.
I'll read off Chris's winners. He's got Trevor Chalobah, defended really well, won the ball back for the goal and used the ball well, covered the space vacated by Caicedo, inverting really well. And Nicholas Jackson scored the all-important goal. Didn't look completely sharp, but did what we needed him to do. Berth, I've only got 1 winner left, so I'm going to let you hit your second one up.
Yeah. So I've got Levi Colwell. Again,
He had a good game.
He's another one that I've sort of.
I was going to say, you've got a lot of love for Colwell lately.
Yeah, well, like I said, I'll give people credit where credit's due. Like, it's just if they're shit, I will tell them they're shit. So, but now he was really good, really solid. Commanded that box really well. Didn't put a foot wrong. I think that defence has actually looked relatively solid recently. And he's part of that. He definitely is a part of that. He's hit a good run of form at the right time as well, which is always promising to see. And I've never doubted his abilities like Lavia. I just think sometimes, again, it's his brain that sort of, I think he's quite naive sometimes at defending. But look, he played really well against Everton. He's one of the key factors why we won. So yeah, he's on my winners list.
Oh, right. Well, we've all got 1 winner left each, and I will go with mine. I've got the Caicedo at right back theory.
Ooh.
Because a big win. It's a big win for me, because as much as I rate Caicedo as a traditional CDM, or, whenever he's in midfield, the tweak makes so much sense. Because you've slotted in Lavia in midfield, you shift Caicedo to right back, and it kind of gives this Maresca system some logic. He then can naturally invert into midfield anyway. Well, he can do that job easy, and that frees up Enzo Fernandez to play a bit higher up as the true attacking mid. That suits him perfectly. I mean, he's been quietly. I don't know if he can quietly have a top class season, but he's been. You look at his metrics. If you look at his statistical metrics this season, Enzo Fernandez is one of the top 5% players. It's mad because you don't feel he gets that credit, but he has been. And suddenly, when we're in possession, there's actual intent going forward instead of the endless sideways passing. Reece and Gusto, I love them to pieces. They're amazing right backs, right wing backs, but they're never comfortable dictating play in those inverted spaces. It's not, because that's not their job. That's not their natural gift. Caicedo, he thrives there because it's his, it's a very clever theory that works so well. And I will give credit to Caicedo and I'll give credit to Maresca on it. So, Ollie, final winner.
Final winner for me was the first half. Just generally thought the first half was actually quite good. Thought we were actually a bit unlucky not to go more than 1-0 up. I thought we moved the ball about really well. Nice vertical, vertical, kicking the ball over the top, moving the ball quickly, trying to find players in space, like playing into the space as well, and like really sort of making the most of our attacking impetus and the strengths of our players as well. Playing the ball over the top to players like Neto and Noni in behind is a smart thing to do. And yeah, it ultimately comes from a really nice finish from Jackson, who probably deserves his flowers as well, if no one else has mentioned him for the good finish. But yeah, just thought generally the first half was much better, much improved from what we've seen over the last 4 months.
Yeah, 100%. It was, that was the. We thought, oh, we're going to score second, third. Well, we just did one, but a win is a win. Berth, round off our winners, please.
To be fair, it's Moises Caicedo.
Yes.
Yeah, just getting on from your point, Mike. I think at right back he's really underrated. I remember watching him a couple of years ago for Brighton against Man U. I think it was in the FA Cup final where he played right back. And he was phenomenal there. And I thought, wow, this guy is really good. Whenever he plays there for Chelsea, I think, yeah, really good. But I think that just shows how good Caicedo is, that he can easily slot into right back and still be the best player on the pitch. I think, the way he wins the ball back, unbelievable reading of the game, quick. He's just the perfect midfielder / defender, isn't he, really? Just never, ever stops. Never really puts a foot wrong, and if he does, he'll win the ball back. So, yeah, for me, he's got to be winning. So I thought it was unbelievable again against Everton.
Right, the positivity, let's park it. Negativity time. And interestingly, Chris and I were on the same wavelength. He's picked the two losers I've picked are the same with him. So, oh my word, I will go with his first, and I'll read out my explanation. So, the first loser for him was Enzo Maresca. And his reason is people can get carried away all they like because we won, but if we play a team with slightly more quality in the final third, we draw or lose. Also, without Sanchez, we draw. And the reaction to the performance is very different. It was an improved performance with more risks taken on the ball, but was that because he wasn't on the sideline? It doesn't look great that a better performance followed him getting a ban. It's an interesting point.
Yeah, that's fair. We had Big Willie in the dugout, didn't we?
We did. My reason he's on my losers list isn't because of anything he did during a game. And it's something I mentioned in our WhatsApp group. So I couldn't find a natural way to bring it up without forcing it into my losers list. So I'm glad Chris ordered. Here it is. He's a loser for me because of something that I witnessed during Wolves against Leicester. Going to that Wolves game has taught me the importance of the connection between fans and the manager. Because every time the fans sang Vitor Pereira's name, he acknowledged them. It's a small token, but it wasn't just once they sang, and it wasn't just twice. It was around 6 times throughout the match, and each time he acknowledged them. And also, recently, Vitor Pereira spent time with a 100-year-old fan, Sydney Ball, before a game. And one thing that really has built a connection is after victories, he heads to a local pub, has a few pints, chats with supporters, poses for photos. I mean, even there was a chant all throughout the game. It's first points, then pints. And I'll quote Pereira himself on going to the pub after a win. He said, I think I'm one of them. I am the guy to finish the game and go to the pub to drink 2 or 3 pints of them. To stay home alone, I don't like. What is the problem? Nothing. For me, it's very normal. We don't have a lot of restaurants here. At the pub, I can eat a pie with a pint. That is a genuine connection. And in contrast, I can't think of a single thing Enzo Maresca has done to build any sort of bond with the Chelsea fans. He's very closed off, and you feel that coldness, I feel. And without the connection between manager and supporters, I don't believe you can ever truly be successful. Someone's going to say, well, Rafa Benitez won a Europa League, but did any fans want him to win it? They'd have wanted it for the club. They weren't. They didn't want Rafa there. For him.
Yeah, you're right.
Do we want to win the Conference League? Yes. Will we be happy Maresca wins it? Probably not. We won't care. We'll go, Chelsea won it. And I think it's so important to have a connection between manager and fans. And the only thing when I think someone says, well, Maresca and the fan base, I just think, well, he's slagged us off a lot. He did it with Parma. He did it with Leicester fans. He's doing it with Chelsea fans. Let's be honest, when you have a go at the fan support, very rare do the supporters turn around and go, yeah, fair play, mate. Yeah, you're right. It don't happen. I think that there needs to be a connection built. I think if he stays, you've got to build that connection. You have to. No option. Otherwise, it's just not good. You're going to keep this atmosphere continuing. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
Berth, your first loser.
Cole Palmer.
He's on Chris's and he's on mine.
Yeah.
I was thinking about including him, but I figured he'd probably end up getting picked by
Did he
somebody.
play?
Yeah, I don't know what's happened. I think he's been coached too much.
I thought just in general, coached by Maresca.
He's just been coached way too much. He's become an assistant player, and that's not how you get the best out of Cole Palmer. We've said it so many times. You just got to let him do what he wants. And yeah, he just doesn't look like the Cole Palmer last season or even the start of this season. And it is a worry because he is our best player. He's our talisman. It's just a real concern, and there's some big games coming up, and we need to get him going again. And I don't know how we can get him going again because it's almost like he's getting worse and worse at the moment. So, yeah, annoyingly, it's Cole Palmer.
Yeah, I'll bring up what Chris said. Chris said non-existent again. Can't remember a single positive interaction he had in the game. No shots, no chances created, didn't beat players. His form's very concerning. I don't think it can all be put on Maresca anymore. Good point. For me, he looks so average. Not a single shot all game. Chris is spot on. 0.08 expected assists. And he's playing far too deep for my liking. Far too deep. Like you said, Berth, system player. It's almost like I'm watching a player who's forgotten how to play. He's not the same guy as last season. No. And his passing was sloppy, I found. And the only real run I saw him make all game was across the car park away from the fans. And on that note, I love to crowbar in an opinion. I think it's worth saying, players aren't toys. You have no right to expect a selfie or an autograph after a game. He had a poor performance, and he probably just wanted to get home. Chasing after him like that, I feel is poor. We need to do better. All of us, we need to do, because
people are always going to do it, though, aren't they?
They are, and you see it so much, and then obviously people get pissy when they don't respond the way they want them to. It's like, imagine if someone comes. I know you could go there, but it's celebrity. But sometimes he probably felt absolutely frustrated after the game he had. Does he really want to stop and he probably don't. I mean, that's my opinion. I think just remember, we're all human. We can have a bad day at work. Look at it that way. Do you really want to talk to people after a bad day at work? Probably don't. You probably don't. You just want to go home. You want to watch Netflix. Other streaming providers are available at this time. Ollie, who's your first
loser? Just the second half in general, because I thought all the dynamism and interesting tactics and tweaks and all the positives that were there in the first half. In the second half, they kind of not disappeared, but I think we managed the game wrong in the second half, and I think this is partially down to the players not knowing when to slow the pace down or speed it up, and it's also partially down to the fact we didn't actually have Maresca in the dugout. And it's probably down to a few other things as well. This was like a really, really well. Despite how good we were in the first half, it was still a very cagey and close game, especially towards the end of the second half. And we were just giving Everton chances left and right. And we were only 1-0 up. I get it. If we're 2-0 up and we're trying to push for the goal difference or whatever, you got to go for it. But we're in the business end of the season now. Sometimes you do have to sit back and protect the win. And I know it's not everyone's favourite thing to do, but at the end of the day, we do need the points more than we need anything else. And it felt like with the amount that we were attacking in the second half, we were leaving massive space in behind, which is why Robert Sanchez had to be called upon in a couple of occasions to save the game. I feel like if we were a bit more calm and controlled, a bit like how we usually are in the first half of a lot of games these days, much to the fans' upset, in the second half, we would have been, we would have protected the lead. It would have been a very professional performance. And just said a lot for me about the naivety still of this side in terms of their age and things. They let the occasion get the better of them sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Berth, loser.
Just gone for style of play, because it just drains the life out of the stadium, doesn't it? We'll play well for 20 minutes, and then that's it. And then we'll pass it about. We'll dawdle on the ball. We'll get nervous. We'll go 1-0 up. We won't kill the game off. And it's just a pattern of play that's been happening all season. And it's just... it's not fun to watch in general. A lot of these players, you don't need them. You need to give them some freedom. Players like Madueke, players like Palmer, players like Jackson almost, you just need to give them some freedom. I'd even say Caicedo, to be fair. I think the only player that sort of benefiting from this sort of style of play is under Fernandes. And it's just becoming really difficult to sort of watch a game and think, yeah, we're going to win this. I know we have won a couple of games 1-0 recently, but I find it hard to watch at the minute and get excited. I find it hard to watch and sort of...
Do you not feel, though, Berth, that like I said, business end of the season, you've got to protect that lead because the points are the most important
of course,
thing.
yeah.
And I get it. I get it. It's not that fun to watch.
I
but
don't
at the end of the day,
it,
the points have to matter more.
I don't. Of course it does. I don't mind that, and I don't mind that at this stage of the season. But when this same sort of style of play is happening, when you're playing Fulham at Christmas, Boxing Day at home, and then you go to Ipswich and the exact same thing happens, and then I think we played Everton the game before Fulham and we get a draw away. That's when you think, oh, okay, this is worrying. And when it keeps happening, you go into a game now. You can't tell me when we were 1-0 up that you didn't think Everton were going to score, because we all did, didn't we?
I was concerned.
Well,
yeah.
I wasn't fully convinced we were going to hold on to the lead, but for me, that was because of how expansive we were in the second half.
Look, we played well the first half. The first half, we were good. Again, like most games this season, first half, we're good. Second half, we just always look open, always look susceptible for counter-attacks, always look like we're going to concede. And it's just the same pattern of play, same style of play every single week. And whilst, yes, we're getting results at the moment, play against Liverpool, play against a Newcastle away, for instance, could be a totally different result. And that could separate you from getting top 4 and top 6. So,
who wants to go with another loser?
I'll go with my last one. My last one was actually David Moyes. Because I learned that he apparently has not won a game at Stamford Bridge in 28 attempts.
Yeah, that's true.
There's little more to be said. That makes you a loser, mate. Sorry.
Well,
that's it.
Yeah. I'll go with Chris. Chris has got another. He's got his final loser. An interesting one, actually. Long term, that's his loser. Long term, short term qualifying for the Champions League will be great, but long term it will paper over the cracks. If we manage to fluke our way to 5th, which is only Champions League football because of new rules, by the way, we will keep Maresca, sign players like Gittins and Delap, who don't elevate the squad, and by Christmas be looking for another manager again, who will come in with no pre-season, still working with a dysfunctional squad. Very interesting, because I've seen a lot of people, and you could go, they're not real fans. I'm not going to diss any fans here. I'm just saying what I've seen is some fans would prefer us not to make top 5 if it meant Maresca goes. Now, I always want Chelsea to win, because a win's great, feels great. Champions League, it's going to feel great. I don't care if we're going to compete in it or not. I want to get to there still. We can worry about competing in the transfer market and sign players that are appropriate for the squad that we need to build to be a, contender. I always go into a game wanting us to win. So that's how I feel on it.
Yeah, well, some fans think we're just really negative and don't want Chelsea to win or Maresca to win.
I have never wanted us to not win a game of football.
No, but those fans are idiots that if they think that we think like that, and they know they are on Twitter, and if they listen to this podcast, fuck you. But we all want Chelsea to win. Chris wants Chelsea to win.
Yeah.
Look, at the end of the day, if you finish 5th, in my opinion, you finish where you deserve to finish. There's no doubt about that. And I'd want us to win the Conference League. I know people say, "Oh, it's not a real trophy." Chris, I'm looking at you here. But I'd want us to win it. I'd want us to finish top 5. I don't want Maresca to just be sacked. Like, I'm not one of these people that ever wants managers to be sacked. So I've never been like that. But you've got to be honest with yourself. You've got to, if you're not happy with something, you say it.
Do you guys think that? Do you think if we do qualify for the Champions League, that it will actually set us back long term?
No, I don't think so. I disagree with that point. I don't think we will.
I don't think it would set us back long term if we make the right signings of some. If you sign Gittins and Delap, and I don't know who the other third player would be, and you go into the Champions League next season, I think we get absolutely humiliated. I don't think that's a strong enough team.
I don't think that should be that. That's not a controversial opinion. I don't think.
No,
The problem is though, what annoys me is that people keep going on about, oh, we need to buy right in the summer. No, we can't be buying just like Delap and people like that. We go in on like our recruitment's been really good for years and years. Our recruitment hasn't been good since about 2016, 17.
Yeah, you're right. It's that thing. You look at it's the Mourinho attitude of give me 1, 2, 3 player, and you'll see me win the title. Conte did it. I mean, he brought in Alonso, David Luiz, and everyone was like, "What?" And then, oh, it works. Makes sense.
They have to buy players to suit the manager, not
That's
just
the thing.
buy players to
Oh
suit
my
the
word!
budget.
Yeah, we keep doing this stupid thing of signing players because of the project. Not go. Look, I'm not going to bash. I'm going to get into Maresca's corner here. And look, whether you like him or not, if he's our manager, you sign players that suit his style of football. You don't sign players for the tomorrow. You don't sign players for 2030. You sign players for today for Enzo Maresca. We did it with Conte. We signed Conte players for Conte's system. Mourinho, you sign Mourinho players for Mourinho's system. Don't sign players that don't suit Maresca's system and then complain as a sporting club, or as maybe, I guess the fans could also, sporting directors are to blame there, because you're going, oh, this player doesn't work. Yeah, but do they play in that system? Does Christopher Nkunku suit a Maresca system? No. I know he did. He signed under Poch, but if you knew Poch was a short-term option, why give him a player like that? What was the point? No, that is the sporting director's fault. I am putting the blame on them. And the fact that we're told on repeat, the PR, that, oh, they're doing a good job, thumbs up, there's no worries there. That's embarrassing. That's shocking, because they're not doing their job properly. They're not supporting the manager in charge today. They just seem to keep going along with it. And if it is that the owners are the ones sort of doing the puppet strings, then that in itself, let the people you hire do their jobs then. And if they're not doing their jobs and they're not supporting Maresca's ideas and bringing in the players from Maresca, then
they go.
Something's got to change, because this is stupid. You can't run a company. You can't run a football club like that. You just can't. Who's got some losers left?
I've got none left.
I've got one left.
Let me hear it.
Spurs.
Hey!
Don't need to say anything else, do I?
Oh, it's you know what? It's never not time to do the classic Jason Cundy alarm. As I look for it on the board, I never find it. There it is.
Has anyone seen Spurs?
Hilarious. Absolutely. They just keep doing it. 5-1.
When
they scored that goal, though.
The worst season they are having, the worst season of any perceived, whatever you think of Spurs, like whether you think they're a big club or not, they're a perceived big club. They are having the worst season of one of those maybe ever.
Still funny, Alf, that they were they thought they were going to upset Liverpool's title victory parade for 4 minutes. That lasted.
Don't say anything. Heaven. That's going to be us. That's going to be us at the weekend.
No, we're going to win. Positivity. Right. Emojis. I went with the candy emoji, because we chewed out those toffees and spat them out. Well, we sort of did. We won 1-0. We chewed and then went, this is okay. And then put it back in the wrapper. Let's go with that. But what about yourself?
I've gone for the rock emoji, because that's what Robert Sanchez was on Saturday.
I love that.
I've gone with the hospital patient emoji, because I thought Lavia was the best player.
My knee.
Oh dear.
Yeah, my knee.
We move to Lion of the Week. Let's see what we had. Berth went with Palmer. You have no hope. No hope. I went Neto. No. Ollie went Neto. The Wheel went Jackson. Well done, Wheel. You get that, because it was him. I think. Do we give it Sanchez as our man, or Lavia? I don't know.
I think
personally,
because Sanchez is never going to get it. Sanchez is never going to get it. So give it Sanchez.
That's not a reason to give it to him.
Yes, it is.
They don't hand out the Oscars to the guy who.
Yeah, you did all right.
Yeah,
I thought you were all right in that film.
What I will say to that is, Sanchez literally stopped us from conceding 2 goals.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I see the argument for it, but I don't know. For me, I think Lavia was a bigger reason why we won.
Well, I think you're wrong.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Mikey, your decision.
It's so hard, because
it's your call, because we disagree here.
In my head, it is Lavia, but Sanchez stops too. Oh, oh dear. I'm gonna lean Sanchez because he did stop 2 goals going in.
No,
And
that's fair enough.
if he scores them, if they score, I don't think anyone's talking about. Well, they're not talking
Yeah.
about Sanchez, are they? They're talking negatively. So I'll go there. Right. Match preview. Chelsea are heading to Sweden. Oh my word, of course. So I get to blur.
Djurgarden.
Well, hang on. Let me try that again. Chelsea are heading to Sweden.
Hey!
Taking on Djurgarden in the Conference League. And here's the scoop on them. They finished 5th in the Conference League group stage. They beat Paphos FC and then Rapid Vienna in the previous rounds. Player spotlight. I've got Tobias Gullikson and Daniel Stenson. Are the players to keep an eye on because Tobis is their current top scorer in the competition with 4 goals and an assist. And Stenson is statistically their best player going by the match ratings. I don't watch a lot of Djurgarden. I'm not going to lie to you, listener, and tell you that there's these players that they're gems.
No, mate,
I've
I'm
had
a
to read the
Djurgarden
stats.
season ticket holder.
I've had to read the stats. The last time that we beat them, though, Ollie, was never. We've never played them. So,
who was Christmas number 1 at the time?
No, nothing happened. What's number 1 at the moment? Because if we lose now, who's gonna be? I don't know. I usually have an idea. It's not gonna be Lavia. He ain't gonna play, is he? You'd assume not.
I wouldn't have thought so.
Doing Lion of the Week, are we?
Yeah, man,
I'll go early if you want. I've got one.
Go on, Bev.
I know Tariq George.
Oh, great shout!
It's a good shout.
Oh, man.
I'm gonna go with Kiernan Dewsbury Hall.
Oh, nice.
You know what?
I think he'll play if nothing else.
If we're doing that, I'm going Sancho.
Oh,
It makes sense. I'll bring the wheel up, and I didn't update the wheels now.
Don't let me down, Kieran,
not
please.
this again.
Well, hang on. I'm going to look up the new Chelsea squad currently, who's not been loaned out.
You haven't updated the wheel, have you, Mike?
No, I'm about to update it. As
you can't do it on the fly.
I can. David Datcher Fofana is officially part of our squad according to this. Is
No,
he?
he's injured, though.
Well, he's not.
He's recovering from surgery from a broken leg, or he did his knee or something.
Right.
He was he was out back in January, if I remember rightly. It's why we brought him back.
Oh right, okay. I'm just removing players off the wheel that clearly won't ever play.
What do you think we're going to need to win against Djurgarden, Beth? What do you think it's going to take? Just one?
Just one.
I think for me, you've got to win. I've never heard of Djurgarden. They finished 5th in the Swedish league, and I'm not being funny, but come on, it's got to be 2 or 3-0, surely.
Do you think they're worse than Legia Warsaw?
Yeah,
they probably are, aren't they?
I would have thought so. Yeah.
Bloody hell. Wheel's gone brave. It's gone Palmer. All right, Will.
Okay. Well, maybe he'll force his way into the game.
He might. Quaresma's questions. I haven't got my phone. I have now. Got it. I've got my phone. So, what have I got off the good old... I've got actually a screenshot from another day I have to do. Here we are. This is technically not a question, but I did say I'd read it out, and it's from Giles on Instagram. Love the pod, lads. This is technically an early Shevva shout-out I missed. Listen to it every week. You boys keep it real. Enjoy the biscuit chat. Keep up the unique and great work, lads, from Adelaide, Australia. P.S. Would love for you boys to get some fans, winners and losers, to just add the extra spice. I think we need to do that on the Discord. That'd be cool. Should join the Discord, listener.
Big up Adelaide.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Listeners all the way on the other side of the world.
I know, it's so incredible. Right. Quaresma's questions. I've got NJ Brandt, Rob Sanchez, rare winner. Usually shit and should sell, but good saves this game. I agree, and that's why he won Lion of the Week. I agree. Yeah. Fabio, do you think if Lavia stays fit for the rest of the season, we have a chance again Champions League? I think that's absolutely yes.
Yeah, definitely.
I think it's a bigger chance than if he's injured for the whole thing.
If he plays the remaining 4 fixtures, he won't win, what's more likely, and I will be the winner here because we will have got 9 points. Or maybe 2 points. 2 points. 6 points because 2 wins. And I think I still think we beat Man United. We're at home.
Man
United
do.
suck. They're awful.
And they're playing their kids at the minute, so
but they're
We've
crap.
got to show something in the last couple games of the season. It's not good enough to just be beating the likes of Fulham and Everton and things like that. If we want Champions League, we've got to be going to these games. At Man United, we've got to be going to Newcastle and Liverpool, and we've got to be showing something because I think if we can't get anything out of those games, we're going to be leaving it up to I think the head-to-head against Forest on the final day. If we're leaving it that late, maybe we don't deserve it. I don't know.
Interesting question here from Brody. What's weirder, Palmer still scoreless or Jackson sucking his thumb all game? I haven't seen anything about this. What? I've just tried to go on Twitter. Someone has noted about he keeps sucking his thumb during the game. I haven't seen this. Like, I can't comment on something I haven't seen.
be weird, any Nicholas Jackson.
I haven't seen this at all.
Weird, isn't he?
I think that's why I like him.
I didn't even see it. There's a load of people saying this on Twitter. Okay, I didn't know that.
No, I didn't notice that.
Hill. Hill, what do you think of Maresca's treatment of Tyreek George? Should he be playing more? I think he should start. I think he should have started against Everton.
Yeah,
against
he deserves
Everton.
a start.
I
He
think
deserves to start, but I think he has
Liverpool's insane.
coached him quite well.
Yeah, I think he's been integrated quite well this season.
That is actually a positive, isn't it?
I think he's gone from a kid out on the fringes who really we didn't know what he was about to a pretty promising young player who's getting good minutes and now he's starting to prove his talent when he does play. So I think you can't really argue with the results. I think he's done pretty well with them this season.
Just checking the news. There is nothing. Carlo Ancelotti and Brazil have reached an agreement in principle for him to become the World Cup 2026 manager.
Oh, he was always leaving Madrid at the end of the season, though, wasn't he?
Well, it says here, deal valid from June, not after Club's World Cup. So,
so he's going before then. Yeah, it makes sense. I think a lot of Madrid's fans aren't really happy with him at the moment. I think they're not seeing so much in terms of like a style of play and tactics and things like they would expect.
If only that he won him the Champions League the year before.
If only.
Yeah, I know.
Right. We'll wrap up today's show with the end of show game. It's football 20 questions. We will eventually do the guest player by the career path at some point. But I've got a player's name here. So, get 20 questions, yes or no?
Are they retired?
Yes.
Retired player.
Retired player.
Okay. Have they played in the Premier League before?
Yes.
Are they known for their time in the Premier League?
Yes.
Right, we should nail down the club. But
if listeners have just joined our show and don't know what this game is, I've got a footballer here, and
everyone knows this game. Surely,
I know, but they've got to answer 20. They've got 20 questions and some.
Have
two
they played
guesses.
for a London club before?
Have they played for a London club? Yes, they have actually.
There we go, Ollie. There's some to go by.
Okay.
Should really pull the players' Wikipedia page up.
Are they known for when they were playing in the Premier League? Were they known for playing in red?
Oh. No.
Okay. Let's decide what position they play, Ollie. Were they an attacker?
No.
Were they a defender?
No.
No.
Right. Well,
midfielder, striker, goalie. You said attacker, didn't you? So
yeah, that kind of defines a striker.
Yeah, they do attack, don't they?
It's either midfielder or goalie. Do I just go that question, Ollie? Do you think?
Yeah, I would just nail it down.
Are they midfielder?
No.
There we go, Ollie.
It's a goalie, so it's a goalie. So what color they played in is kind of irrelevant, then, isn't it? Because they would have played in a different color. But so I'm
thinking of the home kit for the team. So that's
okay. Yeah. Retired goalie who's known for playing in the Premier League. Okay. Did they play for a club up north?
Did they play for a club up north in their career, or
when in the Premier League?
Yes.
So they played for London and up.
Yeah. When they went randomly on a loan to no, they didn't. But yeah, they were up north.
Were they? Would you class this keeper as one of the best keepers to play in the Prem?
Oh my word, that's such a difficult question.
So
I would say some would say he was one of the potentially top 15 keepers of all time. Potentially, I
Of
think.
all time, not just
No,
remember,
in
of
the
all
Premier
time.
League. In the
Okay.
Premier League, I'll have to check his clean sheets. But
Is he from a country in Europe?
yes,
European. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Most clean sheets ever. I think I've really fucked it saying that.
What, most clean sheets ever?
No, he's not got the most clean sheets ever.
Okay. Right. Oh, this is a tough one.
So is my
Has he
reputation for
How
saying
many,
about top keeper.
Has he won the Prem before?
Yes.
How many questions have we got, Mikey, left?
You're on 11. And
Okay,
Perfect
we've got
said,
9 to go.
has
So
he
we
won
got-
the Premier League? And the
And he's
answer is
won-
yes.
So he's won the Prem.
Yeah, won the Prem. Okay. Is he British?
Yes. Oh, I've just checked his clean sheets. Thank fuck. I was going to panic if he didn't have many clean sheets.
Right, so
I think I'm
just
slowly narrowing it down.
Just to clarify, he's played for a team in London and up north as well.
Correct.
Did he have a unique hairstyle?
Well, define unique before I answer yes or no.
Did he have a ponytail?
No.
Okay, no, I was thinking.
Oh, I love that. That's a good shout.
I'm also going to go for a hair-based question. Actually, did he do did they do an advert for a well-known shampoo? Brand?
Oh, well played, Oliver. Yes.
I know who it is. I know who it is. Is it Joe Hart?
It's Joe Hart.
Hold on. Who did he play for in London?
Spurs.
He played for Spurs,
he played for
didn't
Spurs
he?
and West Ham.
Yeah, he played for Spurs.
Yeah,
West
well done,
Ham?
Ollie.
Did he play for West Ham?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He played
Yeah.
Shrewsbury Town, Manchester City, Tranmere, Blackpool, Birmingham, Torino, West Ham, Burnley, Spurs, Celtic.
Well, got about it, didn't he, Joe Hart?
He's done well.
Yeah, and it was Head and Shoulders that he played for. Other hair care brands.
And Berth should actually know because he was a competent cricketer and played for Shrewsbury CC in the Birmingham District Premier League.
It's true.
And spent 2 years in Worcestershire's youth squads playing alongside England cricketer Stephen
And
Davis.
here's a fact for you. I've actually played in the same league as Joe Hart.
Oh wow!
Wow.
Yeah.
You should say that to people, and just people will assume you think you mean football.
Yeah, the Premier League.
Yeah.
Or the
just
Scottish League, but
Full
cut
knowledge.
out the cricket bit and then just put in the Premier. Yeah.
I love
that'd be fun.
Right, listeners. Oh, thank you. We're at the end of another episode. So thank you as always for tuning in. Before we go, proud to remind you our partnership with Head in the Game, mental health charity using football to support wellbeing and community. Check them out. Please do at headinthegame.co.uk. Treat yourself well because we'll be back on Friday to talk winners and losers from Djurgarden. I would like to think that it won't be like the last time we took an away trip in the bloody... Oh, did we get beaten away from home or at home?
Yeah, we lost at home to.
That's even worse.
Warsaw.
My brain made me think that it was because we were on the road and it was a lot better. No, it was at home. Oh dear. Well, hopefully we won't be saying that. We'll win 3-0. Let's say that. That'd be nice. So till Friday, that will be us signing off.
You've been listening to At The Bridge Pod, a Chelsea FC podcast. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram by searching for At The Bridge Pod. And if you're listening on Apple or Spotify, leaving us a review is always appreciated.